I don't even remember how to do our intro. Welcome back to East Coast Haunts. Hey, this is MK,
And this is Sam.
and it's been a really long time.
Guys, it has been a crazy few months. Like
Yes,
when
and
when did we last speak?
like October, I think. I
Yeah.
think we missed all of spooky season. Um,
Oops.
Oopsie. And you haven't heard from us since we went to Halloween Horror Nights. Just a lot of stuff going on. There definitely is another episode that I still have to release before this. That's like our whole take on the event. Um, but we are back in the new year. It was a crazy end to the year, but we are back.
Yes.
New Year's resolution is to be better at posting and get on a regular schedule so that you
Yep.
guys aren't shocked every time we post an episode. But what a way to kick things off.
Did
What a
anyone
way to
think
2025 off.
did anyone think that we had a huge falling out and had stopped the podcast?
We broke up.
Leave your comments. Leave your thoughts in the comments below.
What do you think happened to us? The answer is nothing. We were just both incredibly busy and
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
When you
And
don't live together, it's way harder to coordinate recording times.
but we do it for you guys and for the love of the game.
Exactly. This is our Super Bowl.
This,
Actually, today we're talking about something that you often refer to as our Super Bowl, I believe.
this is truly our Super Bowl. It is the 2 days of the year that I look forward to the most.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, fair.
It is my happy place. And I am so excited to talk. We're speculation season for Halloween Horror Nights, if you haven't caught on, is starting early this year. It started back in 2024 when Halloween, or what is it, Horror Night Nightmares dropped their famous speculation map version 1 on Christmas morning. Because no one else had anything going on that day. Nothing better to do than...
Wait, I actually have a question, and this is for the people listening, but it's also for myself, because I probably should know the answer, but I don't. These spec maps, like, who are they coming from exactly, and, like, where do they get their information? They're literally just speculating, and if so, where are they getting their speculation from?
I also did not know this answer until, like, recently. I believe that they are people that have, like, connections to
Okay.
Universal, whether they actually work or, like, maybe a loved one works there, or, like,
Okay.
stuff like
It's a
that.
bit
So
through the
they have
grapevine.
insider information, yeah. But it's
Okay.
not 100%. Like, they're not actually actively leaking this. It's just, like, whispers
Okay.
of
That
things
makes
that are
sense.
likely to come. But yeah, they dropped it Christmas morning, so they dropped a, partial Christmas themed spec map for both events, the Hollywood and the Orlando one. We're just going to talk about Orlando because I don't think we have plans to go to the Hollywood one this year.
Not this year. Not this year.
Probably not this year. But yeah, and
Probably not next year
Orlando's
either.
better. Or yeah, you know what? Not for the foreseeable future. But Orlando's better anyway. So
Yeah. So I've heard.
I'm gonna cut. Oh, and also in addition to that, Codenames. So as with every construction project, Universal has to file for permits with the city of Orlando whenever they undergo a construction project. And instead of putting down a Quiet Place house or Insidious house, they use these code names so that the subjects of the houses that year don't get leaked. So and there's always like a theme to it, and there's always like loose connections to the house themes. And this year the permits were filed using the theme of flowers.
Okay.
For yeah, interesting. Last year they were desserts, and then there was like a dessert. Each dessert was hidden in the house. Like I think fudge was Triplets of Terror. There was like a fudge cake. Cookies was A Quiet Place.
S'mores wasn't S'mores the Ghostbusters house because it was like
Yes.
the Marshmallow Man or whatever. That was fun.
Let's see what else. I think
Was it the Cobbler? What was the Cobbler? Was that Goblin Feast?
Cobbler was Slaughter Cinema 2.
Okay.
And then Baklava, I know, was museum. And
The flan was
flan
monstrous.
was monstrous. Goblin's Feast was Sunday, I think, like a ice cream sundae. I
Okay.
had no idea what Eternal Bloodlines was. Um, Major Sweets was pie. But like some of the reasonings are funny. Like obviously Ghostbusters is s'mores because of the little marshmallow men. Um, the Stay Puffed guys. And Cobbler, it was Cobbler for Slaughter Cinema too, because like all of the stories were kind of like cobbled together.
Right. I was wondering what the reasoning for that one was. Okay.
And then Baklava, I think, was museum. It was like supposed to be like a folklore museum, like a, I guess like a Greek folklore. I don't, I'm not
Somehow. Eh.
100% sure on that one.
Yeah.
Uh,
Very still out on that one.
not really sure what was going on in that house in general.
I think that everything was just kind of thrown together.
Still better than Chucky. Still better than Chucky.
Oh, far better. We don't discuss
So,
it.
so this year is all flowers, and it is worth pointing out that for a few reasons, people think that this is the year that we are going to get more than 10 houses. Bum, bum, bum.
So, tell me these reasons because I will be honest, I don't think I knew that.
Okay, so let me elaborate. So, Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, which is the giant red roller coaster in Universal Studios, is being shut down, is being torn down. And it's being torn down in, I believe, early September. So, right around, or it's being closed. Sorry, not torn down. In early September, which is right around the time that Halloween Horror Nights starts.
Okay.
So, usually this is open during the event and it's like a huge people eater. It keeps kind of like it keeps the lines a little bit shorter than what they might have been, especially like right in the production central area where there's a lot of house entrances. So if you can add another attraction there, it's going to eat up, some of the traffic that might be otherwise going to these houses. So with the absence of that, people are speculating that there needs to be, another house or something, another show maybe to, redirect from some of these lines. Now, flowers usually come in a dozen. 12 houses.
Okay.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Perhaps. So it is kind of loosely based, speculation, as all speculation is early this early. Michael Aiello, who is one of the main guys behind Halloween Horror Nights, he posted something that said construction was starting and put a little gif of 12 flowers wilting, so people were like, it's confirmed. I think we're very far from it being confirmed. And also there is another reason that I'm going to get to later when I start to go through like the code names and the speculation map. But
okay. Listen, I hope people are, I think it's way too early to tell, like you said, but I hope people are right. And I think that'd be awesome if there were 12 houses, especially with the huge crowds coming in from, Epic Universe and stuff. I think that having a few extra things would be huge.
Right? Okay, I kind of agree. I think obviously the more houses the better, but my wallet might not be saying the same thing because I'm sure ticket prices will go up.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very, very true.
So anyway, subscribe to Patreon.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. You want to?
Yeah, I think we should.
I really didn't think that we were going to be doing speculation for Halloween Horror Nights in January, but
at the beginning of January, but no.
Our first episode of the year.
I actually love having this to like start the year off with.
It's so fun. It's a good way to get back into things, and then we're gonna have another great episode coming for you guys later.
Yes.
Back to our bread and butter. So I'm gonna go through like the spec map and these permits that were filed. Like if you were walking through the park, the Orlando theme park, from like the gates of Halloween Horror Nights to, I guess, like all the way around.
Okay.
So if you start going through Production Central. Okay, so the first code name that we have is Snapdragon, and it's located in Soundstage 23A, which is where Monstrose was last year. And on the spec map, there is a bird flying above two lotus flowers. And it's worth noting that this image only appears on the Orlando spec map and not on the Hollywood, so it's likely an original.
Oh. Okay. So are we gonna give our specs like right now?
So I did a little bit of research into like the symbolism of each flower and like the origin, and then we can kind of give our specs.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So traditionally, a snapdragon symbolizes strength, deception and mystery, and elegance. And they are found they're originally from the Mediterranean, Southern Europe, North Africa, and they thrive in rocky and sandy terrain.
Oh.
So do with that what you will. I will say, I was telling Sam earlier that I came up with some of my own original projections, and then I had the brilliant idea of plugging them into ChatGPT and just seeing what it came up with. When I tell you every single prediction was the exact same and it was a haunted garden, every single prediction was the exact same.
The AI slop has gotten to us.
So I was like, all right. And also when I was like, can you predict like an IP? It, for whatever reason, every single time it was like the Phantom of the Opera. I was like, okay.
It probably knows that, it probably from your history knows that like we really want a Phantom of the Opera house, and it was like, let me just throw her a bone here.
Literally. So, anyway, Sam, what do you think Snapdragon could mean?
Okay, so I'm kind of proud of this. And just hear me out. So, Snapdragon, I think of the word dragon is in there. And I think that dragons have been part of many different folklori, in so many different cultures, right? Like they're in Asian culture, they're in European culture. So I was thinking, I was like, what could they possibly do? The Vikings, there's a mini golf place down at the beach in Maryland / Delaware that has like a Viking themed thing, and they've got a ton of like dragons there. So I think that dragons were part of Viking folklore, right?
I'm sure that they were.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, I'm like, what if and there was like a little Viking section at the Museum Deadly Exhibits. So I'm like, what if they're like testing that out, and now they're going to be doing some sort of Viking / dragon themed house. Now I know that might not be the case because they just did Dueling Dragons not that long ago. So like, I'm not saying that it would definitely be like fully dragon themed. Like maybe they would lead more into the Viking thing, but that could happen, right? So I was kind of thinking that.
Love.
And then my other two thoughts, which honestly I think that you can, with all of these flowers that we're going to be talking about, you could find a way for The Last of Us or Stranger Things to fit in there, just because, you know, I think that the Stranger Things, the Demogorgon, Loki, you know, it snaps and whatnot. And The Last of Us, like the clickers kind of almost look like, I don't know, not like a snapdragon, but like they have like mouths. So, those are two of my thoughts, but I'm thinking Vikings is more likely. And that's what I would like for it to be. I think that'd be super cool.
I love that speculation. I think that's a really like unique and very well thought out, if I may say.
Thank you. I mean, it could be completely off, but
who cares? That's what speculation season's for. You're not supposed to be right.
True.
So I don't know where I came up with this crazy idea, but I think maybe like it might work if this house was like a cursed garden or like a haunted garden.
Okay, chat GPT. Wait, for a half second I thought you were serious. I'm such an idiot. That's I was like, wait, didn't she just
So this really original idea of mine, also really well thought out.
Well, how come like for the first 2 seconds I was like, wait, that actually kind of sounds cool.
I would love to see like a cursed garden flower shop type thing. Think Little Shop of Horrors. Think the garden from Coraline, which I don't think we're ever gonna get because I think that's like a weird, like, I think it's Leica Studios. I should get my sister on here because she's an actual expert in all things Coraline.
She
But
does have a Coraline fan edit account.
she does. Go follow her
Yes.
at Hee Edits. Um, Hee Fan Edits, I think it's called. Uh, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, and then in the Coraline Garden, there's like snapdragons that attack her.
Oh.
Also, like you were saying, I think it's a pretty safe bet, as safe as anything could be early on, that The Last of Us 2 is going to be at the event because The Last of Us 1 house was such a hit 2 years ago with like the general crowds. Um and they are
When does the show come out though?
April. So
Oh yeah.
I think it's
Definitely.
pretty safe that we're gonna get that. Also, but if we're gonna take the logo on the spec map into consideration, that bird supposedly, according to Chat GPT, is a nightingale, and in the back, or like, I mean, it's a pretty generic bird logo, but I did ask it like, could this be a nightingale? And it said yes. Nightingales are this like an HHN original creature that are kind of
Oh.
like war demons. So they like, I think there was one in the past, like a World War I type. Yeah, and they like
Whoa.
soldiers, stuff like that. So I think that that could possibly be coming to Halloween Horror Nights.
Whoa.
Also, um, this takes us actually right into our next code name, which is
Which is?
Poppy. And I'll go into that in a second, but I do want to connect the Nightingales really quickly.
Yeah.
You know when like when you go into the grocery store and there's like the veterans outside and you like give them $1 and they give you like a Poppy? Have you
Well,
ever?
I'll be honest. Literally never. That has never happened.
Maybe it's just at my shop, right? But like sometimes
No, I've never heard of
it's
that.
really
That's
crazy
so
if no
sweet,
one
though.
else knows what I'm talking about.
No, maybe
Um,
I'm probably in the minority.
that there's the like veterans, and
Okay.
if you like put $1 in their little bucket, you get like a little Poppy.
Okay. Oh.
Anyway, so poppies symbolize remembrance, and like they're like a symbol of war.
Okay.
Because they grow in
Oh.
like big open fields, so they're often depicted like growing on battlefields.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
I think that this could possibly, but before I get too ahead of myself, I do think poppies could also mean nightingales. However, Poppy is the code name for Soundstage 22, which is where A Quiet Place was last year. And on
Okay.
the spec map, it's signified by a rocking horse, and the rocking horse is shown on both Orlando and Hollywood's maps, so it's likely an IP.
Oh gosh. Okay.
The symbolism behind
Uh.
poppies, like I just said, is remembrance, and also they have to do with sleep. Um, so make
Okay.
that what you will. They're found in Eurasia, North Africa, North America, and Asia, so I know that really narrows it down. Um, but they do, like I said, they do well growing in open fields. Um, do you want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
I want you to go first because I feel like, well, I saw a speculation on Reddit, and I think that you know a lot about this franchise, so I want you to go first.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. The first thing that popped, get it, huh? In my mind is there's like a I've never played this game. I've never watched anything. There is like a horror video game called Poppy Playtime.
Oh my God, you're so right.
So I did kind of like think about that for a
Oh,
second.
that's
If we're
so
not going to get
funny.
Five Nights at Freddy's, then maybe we'll get Poppy Playtime.
That's so
Because-
funny. I didn't even think of that. That's a really good point.
Thank you, thank
Look
you.
like that giant orange, like
Yeah,
monster
the like
toy thing.
the
Yeah.
Gumby looking thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Ooh,
Um,
that would kind of be freaky.
that would be kind of fun, right? I would
Yeah.
have to like go watch some YouTube walkthroughs or
Yeah.
something. I'm not gonna play the game. So, there also, who's a very famous, I don't want to say serial killer, horror icon that has to do with sleeping.
Freddy
Freddy
Krueger.
Krueger, our
Yeah.
boy. There was also a very strong speculation rumor last year that Nightmare on Elm Street was supposed to come to the event. It did not. So
Yeah.
perchance we'll get it this year. And also, This is my favorite speculation for this, and if I could pick one thing to come to the event, it would be this or another one that I'm gonna get to later. What did we recently see poppies in popular media?
I know.
She ate that up.
No, that was actually really bad. I'm sorry. But like, I didn't want to blow it too much. Well.
Obviously, Wicked was like a huge blockbuster this year. So
Yeah.
could we be getting a scary take on the Wizard of Oz? Because I think it's entered into oh God, what do you call it? Oh, the public domain. It's now like so now people can take it and do whatever they want with it. And just a little Halloween Horror Nights history for you guys. The Wicked Witch of the West has actually been featured at several Halloween Horror Nights before. So could we be getting a resurgence of Scary Tales, which is like Scary Tales is a retelling of like obviously like famous fairy tales.
Yeah.
And except everything is going wrong. And in the past at Halloween Horror Nights, they've blamed like the whole story is that the Wicked Witch of the West is causing these things to go wrong. So
Elphaba is so misunderstood.
Dude. Who knows though?
Imagine you go and it's like a Bach themed house.
That would be the scariest of them all. Even Slater's popping around from every corner. I'd cry. I would never go back to Halloween Horror Nights.
That would be the end. Yeah. You kind of hit. So I also had Nightmare on Elm Street, but I got that from Reddit. Like I never would have thought of that myself. And The Wizard of Oz, I think got from Reddit. So I'm not gonna. But I do have a third one that I saw on Reddit.
Tell me.
So apparently poppies are known to be grown in California. Have you heard this? No. And I don't know. There was a house, I think from Hollywood. Yeah, obviously from Hollywood. It's the only other option called Fallout. I think that was I think based. I hope I'm not going to be completely. Let's see. I hope I'm not completely wrong. But I assume it was based in California.
Wait, are you talking about the Fallout series that just came out?
Oh, let's see. Is that the one with like the?
It's like the blonde guy and he's like waving. Like you would know.
Yes, and that's wait. So I guess I was thinking like I assumed Fallout was like a house from the past, but you're right. Maybe it's. Let's see. Yeah,
well, that would make sense because I feel like I just said like poppies are like I guess associated loosely with war, so
and that show
Fallout's definitely like I have not seen the show, but I would think it has something to do with like nuclear war.
Okay,
fair.
Yeah, Fallout. Yeah, exactly. I think that the house, if they've had it anywhere else, I'm just wondering. Let me look up. Hold on, please hold.
While you're looking that up,
yes.
I do want to confirm that there are dragons in Norse mythology, so I think your theory holds a little bit of weight.
Okay. Oh, sweet. Okay, good. Yeah, Fallout, it's a video game, and I'm sure it has been turned into a TV show now. But yeah, it's like it looks like it's like post-apocalyptic, like nuclear, whatever. So I feel like that would be right up Halloween Horror Nights' alley to do. But now I'm wondering. I don't remember how the person on Reddit connected Poppy to California to Fallout. But there was some sort of connection there. You gotta believe me.
I believe you.
Yeah. So that was my only other thought for that one.
Very, very good. Okay, moving on then. Violet is the next one, and it's in Soundstage 23B, which is where Ghostbusters was last year. On the spec map, it's like a Santa beard, and it is featured on the spec map for both parks, so thinking that it's likely an IP. Violets are symbolic of spiritualism and mysticism, and they originate in Europe, North America, and Asia. Again, that really doesn't narrow it down. But they grow well in woodlands and grassy areas. And also, I just want to make a little side note here that all flowers are pretty much symbolic. Like they like some of them have certain symbolism. Like it is I went through and I picked out the ones that I thought were like relevant to Halloween Horror Nights because
Yeah.
obviously like I'm not going to be putting like, oh, daisies mean true love, but so do tulips and so do
And
carnations,
roses, yeah.
roses. Um so to do a little deep dive yourself, but I was like starting to get fed up when I googled it for like the last time and it was like, yeah, carnations are sign of romance. I was like, can we not?
Um, yeah, they all mean at the end of the day, they all mean either like romance or sympathy or new life.
Yes, a lot of sympathy too.
So go on. Let me hear your thoughts.
Okay, so violet to me sounds like violent.
Yeah, yeah.
And there has been talk of an IP coming to Halloween Horror Nights, but there's been a lot of question as to whether or not that they would allow it because it's too violent and too gory, and that is Terrifier. And
Yeah.
I personally have no interest in this coming to the event. I gladly do my homework before every event. I watch all the movies that are going to come. I actually don't know if I could bring myself to watch this movie because of how gory I've heard it is, and like just I hate movies with unnecessary gore in it. Like I'm all for a horror movie slasher, good fun slasher time. I think it's like at this point Terrifier's verging on like torture porn. So
Ew.
like literally it I have no interest, but also it should be pointed out that the Santa beard that's shown on the speculation map, Terrifier 3 came out this Christmas season, and there is, spoiler, a scene where he cuts off like a mall Santa's beard and wears it as his own. So, I don't know. That's that. I'm hoping personally that the spiritualism and mysticism symbolism could mean some sort of like paranormally themed house. If it's an IP, maybe like Haunting of Bly Manor would be cool.
Oh yeah. Oh, I would love to rewatch that.
Or the Wyandotte Estate, which is part of like the legendary truth. That is like it's like kind of hard to explain, but it's a Universal Halloween Horror Nights original character, Boris Schuster. He's like a paranormal investigator. He had a house a few years ago. The Wyandotte Estate is like they had a house based on it a while ago. Maybe and it's like, you know, a haunted house. Like,
but of course,
yeah. So hopefully, I would rather get that than Terrifier. So who knows?
Yeah, I know literally nothing about Terrifier. I know it's like it looked like I always just thought it was a clown. Like in my mind's eye, I know it's like the black and white clown, but I literally know nothing about it. And just like you, yeah, like I don't like the overly gory stuff. Like obviously you're watching a horror movie, like there's gonna be some gory stuff, but when it's just gory for like the shock value and stuff, it's like, okay, enough.
Let's get over it.
So yeah, I'm also kind of hoping it's not Terrifier, but I do see a lot of people on Reddit like really hoping that it is. So I'm like, what is it? Like, what is the big deal with this?
It's like got a cult following to it, which like don't get me wrong, like, I'm not looking down on movies and franchises with cult followings because trust there are a lot that I enjoyed that's like
of course
cult following, but it's not for me.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Well, I don't think it would be for me either. But wait, Violet. Okay, so Violet, well, of course my first thought was like Willy Wonka, but then I was
you were gonna say
literally
that.
already did this. They did that last year basically, so they can't do that again. The only other thing I could think of was have they ever done an American Horror Story house?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel like
so.
This is probably not it, but like American Horror Story, that very first season, Murder House, what the main character was a girl named Violet.
Oh, interesting.
And that I feel like that season, like talk about a cult following, like people love that season. and it honestly would make a really good, like there are so many iconic lines from that season that I can totally see them using like on the sound loop and stuff. So I mean, I it would be kind of weird like 20 years, 15 to 20 years later to randomly do that, but I think it could be kind of cool, and the name Violet just reminded me of it.
That's so interesting. So in 2016, they did have an American Horror Story house, and it was set in like Murder House's basement. It was essentially a
Oh,
murder
see,
house.
okay.
So we
Dang it.
couldn't, but no, we could get like a sequel. I
Yeah,
know
but
nothing about American Horror Story, which is funny because I feel like I
yeah,
would.
that's shocking.
I know.
It honestly, it is. It's pretty like not to sound like a chicken, but like parts of it are pretty. It's pretty freaky, but it's
Okay.
good. It's definitely like some seasons are better than others.
All right. You know what? That's gonna be my 2025 spooky resolution. I got a lot of New Year's resolutions. We'll see what actually happens, but
This is your spooky resolution, though.
this is my spooky resolution. Um anyway, sure. So American Horror Story,
Yeah.
that would be awesome.
Other than that, I couldn't really. I don't know. I couldn't really think of anything. I was
Violet's a
like
hard
Violet. I don't
one.
know.
My violent was a little bit of a stretch, but like truly I couldn't think of any other one. So
No, actually, it. I didn't really think it was that much of a stretch at all. Like, what else? I mean, listen, I everything that I'm saying is a total stretch. So
that's I guess the best part about speculation season.
you
All
get to
right.
stretch.
So earlier I alluded to the potential, like another reason for the potential of having more than 10 houses.
Yeah.
Our next permit that has been filed was filed under the name Poinsettia,
Okay.
which we all know poinsettias, I think.
Yes.
It is the location is Soundstage 25, which is an absolutely massive soundstage,
Okay.
and it hasn't been used in
Oh.
recent Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Wow.
it's near where the Insidious one was last year, but it's not where Insidious was.
I want to go on the Insidious house again.
I know, that was so good. Might rewatch a walkthrough on YouTube tonight just to feel
Yeah.
something.
To feel some.
So there's nothing on the spec map for this one. It's just like a big question mark icon. But typically poinsettias symbolize sacrifice in like
Ooh.
the religious context, and Christmas, obviously. Their origin is from Mexico and Central America. There is like an origin story behind the poinsettia that there was a little orphan girl, I believe, was carrying a bundle of weeds because she had nothing else to give the baby Jesus on Christmas, and
Oh.
they transformed into a beautiful poinsettia when she laid them at his feet.
Okay, girl.
My speculation is pretty low hanging fruit. I think it's pretty obviously going to be some sort of Christmas horror like Krampus or even Killer Kringles. That was.
You're so right. You're so right.
Thank you. Killer Kringles that was in whatever you call it, Slaughter Cinema 2 last year, and or some sort of like religious horror. Like, I don't think it's going to be The Exorcist because we just had that 2 years ago, but like something along those lines.
Okay.
And I'm trying to. Oh, the last time Soundstage 25 was used was for the first Stranger Things house in 2019.
Wow. Okay, so it's been a while.
And it's absolutely massive. Yeah.
So, oh, very interesting. I also think when we were talking about it, I feel like I remember you saying that like maybe there would be Krampus. Did I totally make that up?
Did I just said that like right now.
Oh,
Right.
Oh, I didn't know if you said Cramp. Roll the tape. I might have just
Did I?
completely not.
I
Well,
meant
you said Killer Kringles. You might have said it. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, so we're in agreement that Krampus could be part of this.
Yes, I think so.
Um, yeah, I feel like that's the most obvious, and like sometimes for a lot of them, like with like the marshmallow, it's like that's the most obvious explanation is like it might
Yeah.
actually be because I feel like they like to give you a couple like easy-ish ones.
I agree. Also, something just popped into my head right now.
Yes.
So hang on a little bit.
Okay.
This could apply to poinsettia. I don't think it would. I would think it would apply to another flower down the list that also has a lot of religious. Actually, great segue because it's our next one.
Wait, but let me give my
Oh, I'm
guess.
so sorry. Go ahead.
No, okay. So I saw this on Reddit. It's not my original idea, but Nosferatu has been a huge it's like all over my TikTok. It seems like it has like a
Yes.
huge following right now. It came out on Christmas Day. It's a stretch, but could it be a Nosferatu house? I don't know. Maybe.
It could. I think that's actually a great speculation, and it also ties into our next one too. So some great
sweet.
segues here. Okay, so our next permit, our next code name is Lily.
Oh.
Another flower that has a lot of like religious symbolism. It can signify like innocence, rebirth, love and passion, death and mourning, all just the kind of
the above.
Yeah. But for this flower, it's Soundstage 24B, which is where Triplets was last year. There's nothing on the spec map. And again, it's originates from Europe, Asia, and North America. So no big hints there.
Okay.
But I have a couple of like very niche predictions for this.
Okay.
Going along the route of religious horror, one of the bigger movies that came out this year was Heretic with Hugh Grant.
Oh.
Did you happen to see it by any chance?
No, I didn't even realize that it was a horror movie, to be honest with you.
Oh, it is excellent. If you have not seen it, please go watch it. It was one of my favorite movies of 2024.
Can you give me like a 2-sentence rundown?
It's about these two missionaries, Mormon missionaries, that knock on this guy's house, and he's like an ex-theology professor, and he basically puts them through like all kinds of psychological torture to like prove that he's found like the quote-unquote one true religion. It's a phenomenal movie. I walked out of there with like a tension headache. You know, like it was a really, really good like thriller. I think
I'm dumb because when you said Heretic, I thought you meant that movie Conclave with Ralph Fiennes. And so that's why I was like, I didn't realize that was a horror movie. Now I know what you're talking about. It's the one with like the blueberry candle or whatever.
Yes,
the wife is making a pie.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
And then also on top of that, going back to Nosferatu, Lily Rose Depp is in Nosferatu.
Yes.
So could that be the connection there to Lily?
I feel like it definitely could.
Who knows? And then I have a couple other little ones. So on top of Heretic, Nosferatu, could again be Haunting of Bly Manor because the little girl has a doll who she calls Lily.
Oh.
Then there is a past icon who was like a funeral. He was like a funeral parlor.
Oh, that guy's spooky.
Caretaker. Yeah, the caretaker, I believe, is his name. And since lilies are typically like a funeral flower, that could possibly be.
Okay.
Those are my speculations for this one.
I would actually, from reading about the caretaker, he seems like so spooky and that story was like really cool. So I would actually be happy to see that.
I would love to see him come back. And then he also had a daughter, I believe, question mark, that, yes, Cindy. She was supposed to be an icon like several years ago, and then she kind of got the axe.
Poor Cindy.
Poor Cindy. So maybe it's her coming back, but that's like, again, like a little bit, maybe too long of a thread.
No, I mean, these all are kind of legit. I didn't have anything for Lily, so the fact that you had 3 or 4 is very impressive. And I would actually be happy with any of them.
I came up with most of those right now as I was talking, and I was like talking it out. And then obviously
it takes.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sometimes that's all it takes is just to talk it out loud.
And that's why this podcast is so good. And then obviously there's people online that are like, they're doing a Harry Potter house.
No way. Oh, yeah, I said that like as a joke in our text. So
Yeah, you did. But then I saw like a bunch of people like actually saying it online. They were like, "Well, obviously Lily is Lily Potter." I was like,
bro, there's just simply
chance not."
I was gonna say I really don't think there's a way they would even be able to do that.
I don't think so either, but J.K. Rowling has kind of been a little bit like loosey-goosey with the rights. Like, you know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Sometimes I'll get because like I feel like random like makeup companies like have collabs and I'm like, how did like why did they
How did
approve
you
that?
get how did you get the rights to that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of characters with names,
Oh,
the next location is sorry, there's a horrible segue.
speaking of
Um,
characters with names.
yeah, you know. Jasmine is our next code name, and it's in the Fast and Furious location, which is where Major Sweets was last year. On the spec map, it's a toy case with a doll, a dice showing the number 6, a bunny, and blocks. The Jasmine symbolizes femininity, good luck, and romance, and it originated in Asia and the Middle East. So, that being said, I have a lot to talk about on this one.
Good because I have literally none. I have
Great.
no
Okay.
idea.
Okay, cool. So, obviously, I think kind of like, again, the low-hanging fruit here is like anything that has to do with Middle Eastern folklore. It could be
Yeah.
like a scary tales based on Aladdin. It could be
Oh
like
yeah.
Aladdin and the Death Lamp. Uh,
Oh, that's such a good movie. That's such a good movie.
so
Guys, go watch
last
it on Tubi. Go
last
watch
year,
it.
sorry,
I was actually thinking about that movie the other day. I'm not even joking. Just like in
it
the middle of my
crosses my
bed.
mind from time to time.
Yeah, more than I care to admit.
Uh, anyway,
Yeah, for context.
for context, me, Zach, and Sam watched that last year in our Universal hotel room, like after like a park day. And
We
it
were
was
like
like
exhausted.
legitimately like the worst movie I've ever
It
seen in
was
my entire
so
life.
funny. It was
But
like
it
a
was
retelling of
so
Aladdin,
good,
but oh my God, it was so
but
funny.
freaky.
And
Um,
oh my God, and like the CGI like genie or Jin as they called it was like it
yes.
was just so good. It was so funny.
Well, speaking of gins,
Yes,
I think that this could be like a Middle Eastern folklore house. Like they could include gins in it. Like, you
I
know,
would love that.
they could kind of have,
Unironically.
I guess, not even like a sequel to what do you call it? Darkest Deal, but like kind of something along those
Oh
same storylines
yeah.
where like a character makes a deal with a jinn, which is essentially a genie.
And then it all goes wrong.
But and you're gonna have to bear with me on this one, okay?
Okay, I'm ready.
The toy case, like I said, it has a doll, a dice showing the number 6, a bunny, and blocks. So, it's
Yeah.
been talked about for a very long time that Megan is probably going to come to the event again in some form or another.
Okay.
But compare that also with Jasmine, which means femininity. Could we possibly be getting a woman of Blumhouse house?
Okay, I'm listening. So in that case, that would be Megan. Who else? Are there any other like
Yeah, so that movie
women?
Ma with
Oh my! Don't make me drink alone. Don't make me drink alone. That would be so funny.
Freaky, which is where Catherine Newton like becomes the serial killer.
Love
That
it.
could possibly be one. The Witch is also Blumhouse.
Oh,
And then when I plugged this one into ChatGPT, instead of telling me that it was going to be a haunted
a
garden,
dark garden.
it said it could be a haunted perfume shop because jasmine is typically used in perfume. Like,
Okay, so give me an example of what would happen in the haunted perfume shop.
I don't know. Let's ask
It's
ChatGPT.
great.
Explain to yourself. GPT. Hold on. ChatGPT.com. Give me an outline
For a horror movie.
for
But
a
totally
haunted
takes-
house based on a cursed or haunted perfume shop.
This is what the HHN creators are doing as we speak right now.
It's called The Scent of Despair.
Oh, okay, it's already kind of a winner.
I kind of love this. Okay, so I'm not gonna read everything because it really. Oh my God, it's still going. Holy shit. Okay.
Time to
Uh,
check. You take
Madame
this.
Celeste created the elixir eternal, a fragrance said to capture the essence of immortality, but she used dark forces to create the perfume, cursing her shop forever. After her
Oh,
disappearance, the shop remained abandoned. Those brave enough to enter report hearing voices, catching fleeting shadows, and smelling unearthly fragrances that seem to shift and change. You enter through a decaying storefront named
oh.
Celeste's Perfumes. Dude, if this is at the event, I'm actually calling them out for using ChatGPT.
I would actually like sue somehow.
The scent in the house is at first a pleasant floral aroma that turns sour or rancid as guests walk through the house. And then you go into the perfume mixing room. A shadowy figure appears, seemingly made of swirling mist, and reaches towards the guests.
Well, I mean, I don't really know how they can do that, but
ChatGPT AI. Um, a hallway of mirrors, the scent labyrinth. Interesting.
the
Hidden
unknown.
doors reveal actors dressed as lost souls. The vault of fragrances. It's a grand circular room with shelves stacked to the ceiling with multicolored perfume. Ooh, the escape room. Guests must solve a puzzle to break the curse and escape the shop.
Bro, there's a lot going on right now.
This is crazy.
There's an escape room within the haunted house. The line would be like 10 hours long.
Each
Actually, like five
guest
people
that
in.
goes through gets an hour to solve the escape room.
Oh god. And actually, honestly, some of those ideas are actually really good though. Not even
I'm not
gonna
gonna lie, I fear ChatGPT 8 with that one.
I know, that's why it's coming for our jobs. I'm like, why are you so good at what you do?
I'd like to see them do what I do, which is
I was gonna say, well, maybe not your job.
no. I was gonna say which is like hand candy out to my coworkers. Um, I did that today. I was like, "Can I take some?"
Happy woman, she's the candy man.
She said, "Who can take the
You
sunshine?"
literally made your sweets.
I said, "Hey kids, welcome to the factory." All right. Anyway. Anyway. Okay. Next one is Daisy. The location is Tent 4, which is where Goblin's Feast was last year, my beloved. There's nothing on the spec map. Daisies are a tough one to crack. Okay.
Yes.
They symbolize true love, motherhood, and new beginnings. And
Ooh.
they originate in Europe and Asia, in meadows and gardens. Anything for you from Daisy?
I have two thoughts.
Go ahead.
And I just came up with both of them on the fly.
Ooh, I
Like
love.
you say that daisies represent motherhood.
Yes.
Didn't they have a La Llorona house?
Yes, they did.
In Hollywood. So maybe I know the whole myth was like she like drowned her kids, right?
Yes.
So could that be perhaps? I don't know.
Love it.
My second thought is I don't know if they've done this before, but obviously I just saw, well, not obviously, literally there's no reason that anyone would know this. I just saw The Great Gatsby on Broadway a few weeks ago. It was really, really good. I'm wondering, like, what if there was some sort of, like, speakeasy / prohibition era themed house with, like, gangsters, like some sort of crazy party that went wrong, something like that.
First of all, I would love that. Second of all, please be that.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't that be
I
so
love
cool?
that.
So those are my two thoughts, and I think that either of them would actually be really fun. So
Let me see if Great Gatsby is in the public domain.
I mean, you'd think by now, right?
I would think so. Yes.
But it wouldn't. I'm sure. I bet it wouldn't even be like directly Gatsby.
No,
I bet it would
like
just be like, based on.
I wouldn't even want it to be directly Gatsby. I would want it to just be like a Prohibition era house. That sounds like so much fun.
Right? And there's like a giant party. I don't know. Could be kind of cool.
I actually also had written Great Gatsby down, but I didn't really think, like, I was just kind of doing like some free writing. I didn't even think that out.
What?
I literally did not. Also, I want to hear about Great Gatsby on Broadway, but
Yes,
we'll
I
do
will
that.
tell you all about it.
Okay, so my initial thought also went right to the motherhood. And in horror, there's like one mother that is pretty notorious
Ooh.
among mothers, and that is Norman Bates' mom from Psycho.
Oh, that's so
Is he getting
true.
his Psycho house?
Oh, that would be. I would love that.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, with
There's
like the
also
motel, you can go through the motel room and everything too.
yeah, there's a Bates Motel themed haunted house like somewhat near me, somewhat near where I live. Um every year, and it's like low key fire. Like they really do a good job with it, and it's freaky as hell. So I feel like Universal could do even more with it.
Yeah,
So
with that big budget.
hell yeah. Also Daisy Edgar Jones, she starred in a horror movie a while back, I think 2022, called Fresh. And it also had
Oh,
Sebastian
we watched that
Stan.
together.
I've never seen it, so
Oh, maybe I watched it with Ray.
I don't know. I was
Only
not
the
with
person I would
me.
have watched it with. I could have sworn it seems like the type of movie that we would watch together, though.
It does, yeah, totally, totally. Um, and so that was a thought of mine. And then also there's a horror like anthology series. I've never heard of it, called VHS,
Okay.
and the main character in it is named Daisy. So just throwing that one out there. But
Okay.
I think that's a little too on the nose.
Well, not if. I mean, I don't think that's any more on the nose than like naming it after one of the actors, right? Like Rose or Lily or whatever.
Yeah, I
Or
guess you're right.
whatever. Anyway. Um, okay.
Okay,
Very good. I like those.
I like it too. I'm personally rooting for the Prohibition era house.
Right? That'd be so
Yeah,
funny.
definitely. Um, okay, Tulip is our next one. It's actually it was so funny. I don't like this is just like a funny story, but I was researching this like right before we got on and we were recording, and I was typing out like the tulip one and my like speculation for the tulips, and then my boyfriend walked in like holding a bouquet of tulips, which I was like it was just like a weird thing.
Wait, that was
Uh,
actually really sweet though.
It was really cute, but like
He knew.
he was like, I just got you these tulips, which is like he's never gotten me tulips before, like over the course of our relationship. He was like, oh, I just thought they looked pretty. I was like, that was like weird timing.
What if the house, what if he has, like, what if he's helping the engineers in the house?
What if he is
And
the
that was
house?
like, his way. It was a Zach house.
That would be terrifying.
That would be pretty freaking epic.
That would be pretty scary. Um, anyway, I just thought I had to share that because I was like, it like blew me back when I was writing this out. Okay.
Back.
So it blew me back.
Tulips. Tulips.
Anyway. So Tulip is tent 3, which is where Eternal Bloodlines was last year. On the spec map, it is a ghost holding up 5 Christmas lights. And it's on both maps, which means that it might be an IP. Tulip symbolize love and also royalty, question mark. And
You're Zach's queen.
you already know.
Uh,
Royalty. And they originated in Central Asia, but probably the most popular country that's like associated with tulips is the Netherlands. You know, Holland and
yes,
all
but
that.
of course.
But of course, my speculation is pretty weak for this one, I'm not gonna lie.
It's okay, let me hear it.
The one that everyone's throwing out there is Stranger Things season 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
Because of the ghost that's holding up the 5 Christmas lights. I do not think Stranger Things is coming to this event. You can quote me on that.
Honestly, I'm fine with that because that maybe means less crowds, like slightly less crowds.
Yeah, until they bring out The Last of Us 2.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
And
Yeah.
Terrifier, then Lord help us all. So Stranger Things is not going to be fully out by the time the event starts, and I know that they've done it in the past with like Exorcist Believer and all that stuff, but Exorcist Believer was not ever going to draw as big of a crowd as Stranger Things is, and also I cannot possibly see Netflix allowing them to put any spoilers in this house for the like finale of one of their biggest shows of all time.
Wait, so when is Stranger Things coming out?
There's not even a release date for it yet. They're thinking that they're gonna release like a couple episodes in the spring, a couple episodes in the summer, and a couple episodes in the fall.
I think that is so stupid. I think that is so stupid. The kids are already like 40 years old. Like you've dragged it out long enough. Like
put the fries in the bag.
Duffer Brothers. Just kidding. It's not their decision, but
no. I completely
put the fries in the bag. I had to explain that phrase to my mom the other day, and she was so confused because I like told her to put the fries in the bag, and she was like, "What does that mean?"
She goes, one of my favorite things to say in real life. I said it at work the other day to one of my coworkers. Like, thank God it wasn't my manager, but I was like, just like put the I just wish they'd put the fries in the bag. And it was like honestly so humbling because I was not about to spend like 25 minutes explaining the origin of put the fries in the bag to like a 35-year-old man.
It's
but
almost funnier when they don't understand. Yeah. Because you're like, just put the fries in the bag, bro. You don't need to understand what I'm saying. Just put the fries in the bag.
I almost want to read my next speculation out loud because, like, unfortunately, it's so stretched out that, like,
okay,
it's like
for tulips.
Yeah.
What is it?
Okay, there is a Dutch fairy tale. Her name is Mother Hulda. Hulda.
No, I know damn well. ChatGPT came up with this one.
Well, I asked ChatGPT, I was like, are there any connections between like classic fairy tales? Because I'm kind of stuck on the scary tales thing.
Yes, I would love for there to be a scary tales house.
And like Dutch culture. Let's see if any of like the princesses are from.
What was it? Mother Holga, was it?
Hold on. It's Hulda. But she's like a deity and she controls the weather, which, okay, Madame Morrible who? But like.
Oh!
Right? That would be kind of fun.
Something bad.
I'm not even gonna put this on our official list of speculations because I feel like it's so bad.
Wait, but can you finish your thought though? You don't have to put it on, but
no, that's literally all I have. She's like a Dutch fairy tale,
and they do love tulips. So you know what? Hey, that's better than mine. I didn't have any. I was gonna say, obviously, like Insidious, like they had like the tiptoe through the tulips, right? So like if that hadn't been the house last year, I totally would have thought that it was going to be an Insidious house.
Oh, you're so smart. You're so smart. I didn't even make that.
No, I'm not. I'm not smart though because it's obviously not that.
Oh. Okay, stay with me on this one, East Coast Hans fans.
Yes.
What else is the Netherlands famous for?
Windmills?
Yes, very good.
Oh.
Now, in the original Frankenstein, he gets burned in a windmill. What if this is a Frankenstein house? What if that's our Universal Monsters house for the year? That would be technically an IP.
Oh, this is so smart.
Technically, it would be an IP.
That actually is probably the best, the most likely scenario, don't you think? I'm pretty sure there's also a Frankenstein movie coming out next year, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Well, like Guillermo, or that famous director.
Guillermo del Toro, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe, that would actually be awesome.
I'm kind of proud of myself for coming up with that one. I promise that was not
No, I believe you.
That was all me.
It was 100% MK.
That was all me. And also in Epic Universe, they're opening a, like, it's like a bar or something in the Dark Universe called the Burning Blade, I think it's called, and it's a windmill. Oh,
so they could be going all in, perhaps. That's, I would love that. I would be so, oh my god, if we have to, like, roll this tape back once they announce, and if we find out you're correct.
I'm literally emailing Universal and saying, hire me, because if I was able to crack this, you want me on your team.
Yeah, before anyone else, you're like, the codenames are too easy. Let me help you come up with something really crazy.
An hour-long escape room just to find out this. Madame Celeste perfumes.
Oh, haven't you heard the you know
Haven't you heard of Madame
the
Celeste?
haunted perfume shop in the evil garden? The icon of the year is Madame Celeste.
Bro, I actually was gonna bring this up at the end of the episode, but it's too good of a segue to not bring it up now. What if
Yeah.
we get an original icon, like a new icon that's like the botanist or like the gardener or like
Whoa,
something like
that would
that? Wouldn't that be
actually
cool?
be, yeah, that would be awesome. Like a mad botanist, perhaps,
Yes!
or like
Yes!
a poison ivy type. Like it wasn't like with a wicked growth like the pumpkin lord, but what if it was like a female version or something? I don't know.
A little
Because
boo for the pumpkin lord? The pumpkin
flowers,
lady?
the pumpkin lady. Wait,
Pumpkin
and also
lady?
I saw so many. I feel like Lil Boo. This is a crazy take, and I
Say it.
pray no one hears it. I feel like Lil Boo has entered the Chugi territory. And I will not elaborate any further.
I was fully prepared to like make a joke after that take and be like, all right, that's all for this episode. Bye, guys. But I, I fully agree with you.
And it's so unfortunate. It's like it's like when there's a new celebrity and then they push it down your throat and so you're like, actually I don't like him
Actually,
anymore.
I hate what was the hippo Mudang. Same
Bro,
thing.
Wu Dang.
Same
I
thing.
think I must have like not been on the internet that week because like I don't know. I somehow like didn't know anything about Wu Dang until Bo and Yang did that skit on SNL and I was like, what is this?
Just like making fun of Chapel Roan.
Yes.
Anyway, pop culture with East Coast Haunts hosts. I, yeah, no, I was not a Mudang fan. She like pissed me off. Yeah.
I love those TikTok comments that are like, this shit PMO.
I love those.
Like this PMO. Anyway,
Anyway,
um,
House 9.
yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Okay, the next one is Iris, and it's in Tent 2, which is where Slaughter Cinema was last year. There's nothing on the spec map. Irises symbolize the rainbow, wisdom, and also there's a Greek god named Iris.
OMG.
And they originate from ancient Greece, Egypt, and France.
Oh yeah, obviously we're still holding out for our Greek mythology house.
Please, 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 Universal, if you can hear me, please, please. I kind of need to see it in my
Yeah.
lifetime. I think
It has to
I
happen
want to
eventually, right?
I want to design it though. That's the thing.
Okay,
Universal.
so
Hire.
let's wait like 3 to 5 years.
Yeah. So
Okay.
actually don't do it. But going off of the Greek mythology thing and seeing as we had Dueling Dragons last year, some of the speculation online is that this could be a Poseidon's Fury House, which is another attraction that closed. I went on it once. I was not a fan. I was scared of it. I was a little kid. And also like it was supposed to be really actually I take it back. I was not scared of it. That should PMO
That
because
shit PMO for real.
they have like live actors in it and the live actors were literally giving nothing.
Well,
So
yeah, that's so sad. And now it's just like a huge empty area. It's like taking up space. Like it could be so cool. Like put
that could
something
be,
there.
I know, put something there. That's all. And then also my other speculation for this, and I can't take credit for this. I saw this on Twitter. I want to say his handle
X.
like X, whatever.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's like
Did I tell you I deleted my ex, but actually that was like a year ago, so I don't think it was even
yeah,
X
no,
back.
I definitely knew that you didn't have one anymore. I keep it around for Halloween Horror Nights and Halloween Horror Nights only, and East Coast Haunt.
That's valid. That's valid.
I'm
I
like
feel like
this
that's
close
only
to
reason
deleting my
people have it.
personal one.
Went away. Sorry, I didn't hear you said that in there.
I sound like this close to deleting my personal.
I have a new habit where when I like when I don't know what to say, I just like went away.
Thanks, thanks for that because I know that I'm gonna adopt that. It's gonna drive everyone I know insane. Um,
Wait, so
all
you got this idea from Twitter/X.
Yeah, I think his handle's like Jacob from Carrie or something. Um, but he's good. Go follow him. Uh,
Okay.
Crew of Iris is like an all-female Mardi Gras organization. So could we be getting the Mardi Gras murders from Slaughter Cinema? And also, if you go and you look back at the Jester Motel or whatever it was, like the entering room, the symbol on it is an iris.
Wait. Oh my God.
TTT.
I think he's onto something.
I think he's onto something too. Jacob, you killed it, King.
Jacob,
Wait,
and
let me.
I would be so happy if that was it because that was like our favorite. Didn't we both? We loved that part
It was
last year.
awesome. It was so
Exactly.
good.
Yeah, with the
Hold
dude
on.
like remember that guy like threw up like the fake threw up and
In
like
my mouth. In my
yeah. Oh,
mouth.
in your mouth. In your mouth. I thought it was your eye. Still bad.
Horrible. But yes. It's one of. Okay, Crew of Iris is one of the oldest and all female carnival crew in New Orleans, named for the goddess of the rainbow.
Wow. Okay.
Hold on. I gotta find this guy's handle because I gotta give him credit. Oh, wait, hold on. Where are you? Sam Vamp. Speaking of,
So I actually think that would be yeah, Vamp 69. I think that it would actually be really cool if it was the New Orleans house last year. If you guys didn't know, in Slaughter Cinema they had a cute little area of the Mardi Gras murders where there was like this freakish little jester and he was killing people. They were in like some sort of like frat house partying on Mardi Gras and he was like killing people. It was really, really cool.
yes, it was Jacob from Carrie. His X handle is at HHN_Jacob. So go follow him. He's got a lot of good specs on here.
I was gonna say
We
that was
also thought um Fallout too.
that maybe that's you know what maybe that's where I got that. Well, I got it from Reddit, but maybe someone else got it from him because I feel like the user the scary thing does sound similar. Um,
Interesting
okay,
stuff.
obviously Jacob has
You're in good company.
yeah. Okay, very good to know.
All right.
So I hope that that is the case. I think that'd be awesome.
I think it would be sick. And our last little speculation for right now, since like obviously none of the scare zones have been hinted at, or I'm sure we're getting Nightmare Fuel again for the show, but
Thank God.
we've never been.
What would we do with that nightmare fuel?
I
Remember when that lady was like, "It's really sexy."
Sam, I just saw your chat.
No,
I had
no,
the same
no.
thought. I had the same
That's
thought.
for Patreons only.
Anyway, okay, so Codename Carnation. It's in Tent 1, which is where Museum was last year. There's different symbolisms for each color of the carnation. So let's
Oh,
do this really quickly. Red is admiration and deep love. White is purity and good luck. Pink is a mother's undying love and gratitude. Yellow is disappointment or rejection. Purple is capriciousness or unpredictability. They originated in the Mediterranean. Sam, speculate.
so I was just looking at my own Google where I was asking what a carnation was a symbol of. Apparently, according to Google AI, I don't know what, and they all have different names for their AIs, so I don't know what this one is. But it says in 1892, Oscar Wilde popularized the trend of wearing a green carnation as a symbol of gay identity. Now, I don't think they're going to make a house around this. I just thought that was kind of interesting.
That is interesting.
But yeah, romantic. I mean, it symbolizes literally basically everything, right?
Yes.
So
We covered all the bases here.
carnation. Well, carnation is a brand of like milk,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So maybe it's like a on the farm type of farmer, the like animal farm, like the animals rise up or something.
Ooh.
No, that was so dumb. Actually, no, that was like almost so bad that it could be true.
Okay. My thought here, I have two thoughts. When I think of carnation, I think of Valentine's Day and corsages.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
wear
Cupid.
corsages to the prom. And Fear
Oh,
Street, which is a Netflix property, so and we already know Netflix likes working with Halloween Horror Nights, is coming out with a fourth installment called Prom Queen,
oh wow, that could totally be it.
which would be kind of crazy. Um, and
What took
I,
him so long? Because didn't the first three come out like all at the same time?
yes,
Okay.
I think they're they're starting up a new,
Okay.
maybe it's a new
Era.
trilogy or something. Yeah, era.
Okay.
Um, and like it could also be Carrie, maybe, because
Yeah.
that whole thing happens at the prom.
Oh yeah, Carrie. That's true. Yeah.
But I think the strong one, and I don't think that they would put it in tent one, so I don't know. But they did have it actually in that same similar location, except it was in a parade warehouse. The Last of Us, the clickers, they look exactly like a carnation in my eyes.
Oh. Ew, they do. Oh, I freaking hate clickers. Oh my
I know,
God.
they're so freaky.
Um, yeah, let me see. Yeah, they do. They do look exactly. They do look exactly like a carnation. That's crazy. Ew.
I know. So that I think that's all the speculation that I have.
I'd be so pissed if I got turned into a clicker.
For
I'm just gonna.
real? Well, I think not to go all Last of Us on you, but in order to become any of the other ones, like the bloater, um
You remember at the end of the Last of Us house where there was that giant bloater and he was just like standing there.
standing.
We're like, is he on his break? Like, what's going on here?
He didn't even attempt to scare us. He was just like
His
that
presence
emoji of
was
the man
enough.
standing, yeah.
The emoji.
Yeah, of the man standing where it's like
That was
that's
yes.
literally him.
I know.
Um
I'll never forget. We were like, okay.
we're like, are are you good? Um
We're
oh, is
good.
you good?
Oh,
Uh Yeah, no, I actually would be down for a Last of Us 2 house because I think Last of Us Part 2 has a really cool narrative. Um,
wait, I think I already asked this. However, when is that coming out again?
April, I
Thank
believe.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
yeah. So that could, I feel like that's definitely feasible. I mean, I would think it had such a draw last time. I'm like, they would
They
be
just have
silly
to.
not
They
to.
have
Yeah.
to. Yeah. Yeah,
But
you
also, I'm wondering, like, I feel like, everyone thought that Five Nights at Freddy's was going to be there last year and then it wasn't. I'm like, is there even a chance that it's going to be here this year?
uh it could be the Blumhouse, like what I said with the toy thing, because there's a bunny on there and
With
Bonnie.
Chica.
Bonnie de Bunny.
And Chica is a Blumhouse female.
I almost threw her in there. I kind of forgot to. But
Ma. A Ma themed house would be literally so funny. It would be so. Even though I haven't even seen that movie, but like the memes from it, the meme, we should watch it. Next time we're together, we should watch it. I just think it would be funny.
yeah, I kind of think we need to. Bro, actually watch them announce the first house and it's like, Ma.
Ma.
Soundstage 25.
The Revenge of Ma.
Massive soundstage. It's just all Octavia Spencer is like popping out of you.
Yeah, they have like actual Octavia Spencer come out. Oh my God.
That's the main character in it, right? Octavia Spencer? Yeah, right?
Yes, it's actually. I'm looking at the castles right now. There's the kid from Boy Meets World.
Bro, how are
Um,
you gonna go from Hidden Figures to The Shape of Water to Ma?
wait, she was in the Shape of. I've only seen the Shape of Water like once, and I was like, I was a teen, and I thought it was so weird. What do you think of the Shape of Water? Did you like it
I did not see it.
as a cinephile? In my opinion, you're not missing anything. Oh,
Okay.
have you watched Juror number 2 yet?
Yes, I thought it was really
Yeah,
good.
I thought it was really good too. I was very
I liked the ambiguous ending.
except I feel like yeah, I also liked it, but I feel like I know what happened, even though it was
Wait,
ambiguous.
there's no way when you said the guy from oh. I thought this was the guy wait, is this the guy?
It's the one that Sabrina Carpenter and the other
Yes,
girl. You don't have autism.
let's go tell them you do.
You don't. Everyone's like, what is this? I didn't watch that again. I did not watch that show. I think that was like
I believe
slightly
it.
after our time.
Yeah, it
That
definitely
was
was.
our little sisters era.
Perhaps best known for his role Farkle on the Emmy it was nominated for an Emmy.
Well, honestly, good for them.
Crazy.
Jeez. Let's go tell them you don't.
Let's go tell them you don't. Anyway, before this gets any more unhinged, do you have any other speculations for this year's event?
Um, no. I think it's going to be a super interesting year, like you said, with potentially more than 10 houses. I think that'd be cool. I think it's going to be really interesting with the crowds coming in from Epic Universe. And I still have hope that they will do a FNAF house.
I do too. Please. FNAF and Greek mythology, I will quit my job for 2 months and go down and do it every
And just
night.
go and just live there for live in a hotel
I'll
for 2
actually
months.
audition to be a scare actor.
Honestly, yeah, if you want to be able to get, yeah, but except what if they put you in like the equivalent of like the museum house?
Woof.
I know. And
No,
that's all.
I'd be like, I'll act for you guys, but only on the contingency that you put me in the Greek mythology, or I get to be Freddy Fazbear, one of the two.
Yeah. Oh my God, I would love to be one of those.
Which one would you want to be?
Mm, Chica, because I would want
That's my
Huck to
choice.
be I
The
would want Huck to
cupcake.
be the cupcake. And also the rest of them kind of freak me out. Like like Bonnie and the fox like actually really freak me out.
I would want to be the fox because I know that they'd pull some sort of like crazy like bungee jump scare with him.
Yes, you know they're gonna use the bungee on the fox. You're so right.
You know, I would love to be strapped into that shit. Let's go.
Guys,
Strap me up.
if you need 2 more people, um
Universal, if you can hear us,
we will work for below minimum wage actually. If you
I'll pay
please let me
you.
do it. Please let me do it.
Please let me go.
Yeah, I'll pay you. It's like a
Just for one night, one night only.
job. Please, all our fans will come out and support us, I swear.
Guys, do you promise? Good.
They
All
do.
right, thank you. I heard you
Okay,
guys. I
glad we
heard
got
you.
that out of the way.
All right. Well, it's good to be back. We're gonna have some good episodes coming down the pipeline for you guys. And until next time, stay spooky. And we're just
And creepy real, y'all.
creeping around. All right.
All right, bye.
Bye.